Good evening and welcome to Build Your Best Life. My name is Jocelyn Charles and I am filling in for Coach Deborah tonight. We are sharing on Wear It Well. But before we get into it, I just want to greet each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in and being with us tonight. We are in the hustle and the bustle of the busy Christmas spirit and the Christmas season. I hope each and every one of you are joyful in your hearts as we move into the Christmas week. We have 7 days. We have 6 days to go. We're almost there. We'll be right there on Wednesday. And can you believe it? This year has gone by so fast. It almost sounds cliche because we say it often at the end of the year, but I just looked up and it was January, or we were just finishing first quarter. Now we're on our way into 2025, just a couple of weeks away. I hope each and every one of you are prepared and grateful that God brought you through this year in your right mind. I know I am, because it has been challenging, as I know it has been for many of you, but we have so many things to be thankful for. So many things to be thankful for. So as you log in and tune in tonight, please give us a shout out in the chat and let us know that you are here. We love to see you interact in the chat, and we're just grateful for you tuning in to our Thursday night live with Build Your Best Life. Again, our topic is to wear it well. To wear it well under normal circumstances, people can see where you are coming from based on what they see. Therefore it's essential to be on your A game by planning, chipping away, and getting tasks done timely. Those around you will see the results of your actions. So, what does that look like? Wear it well. First and foremost, we start with our goals, right? You have to know where you're going. And we know where we're going and when we write down our goals and we make it plain. So we have our goals, we have our quarterly goals, we have our yearly goals for different areas of our lives. If you have a platform, if you have a business, what you planning on doing in ministry or for your family, for your health, whatever that looks like, we have our goals. So we first and foremost must start with our goals. But having goals is not good enough. Having goals alone, you have to do some planning. So we start with planning. Planning requires us to write down our plan as well and put it where you can see it. So we have to write it down daily or create a to-do list daily because it's so easy to get lost and distracted as life pops up. So in order to stay on task so we can reach a goal, we have to take our baby steps and we have to write down our plans. So planning requires a to-do list. That's the easiest way to tackle it. Write a daily to-do list. Be practical in your planning so you don't get overwhelmed. It's so easy to get lost in the sauce. It's so easy to, we can be so excited about the things that we're working towards, and we think that we're going to accomplish 10 things in one day, just focused on that one plan or for the goal. And some days you may, but some days you may not. So start small, take baby steps. Just because you may see someone doing 10 bullets or 10 things a day, maybe that might be too much for you. We have to look at our lives and based on what we already are dealing with. Some of us still have children at home. Young men who are planning for, have goals for their future, for moving into young adulthood, we have to take into account the things that we're doing. Most of us are working full time. A lot of young men are working full time. We have other responsibilities. We could be involved in nonprofit organizations or giving back to the community. We could be involved in church. We have affairs with our families. Some of us, we're new parents, right? And so we have to make sure that we don't overwhelm ourselves with our to-do list. So if you have to start small, 3 key things to work towards that goal or 5 things for today, create a to-do list. As long as you're creating a to-do list and you're able to check each thing off as you go through your day, you feel accomplished. It helps keep structure to your day by having a to-do list. And you stay encouraged once you get those things accomplished. When you check it off, you feel good about yourself at the end of the day. And it gives you motivation to do it again the next day and the next day and the next day. So the key to planning, in my opinion, is creating a to-do list. And don't overwhelm yourself. 5 bullets. If you're a champ or you don't have anything else on your book on your tables for that day, go ahead and knock out 10 if you can. But if you find that to be a little bit overwhelming, scale it back a little bit. Just don't give up. We always want to keep moving forward. And so people fail when they quit. Just don't quit. Just continue with the to-do list and don't overwhelm yourself by putting too much on it. Another way of wearing it well and what people see is starting timely. Now, this is in your day-to-day activities, commitments that you've made to others, or how you conduct your affairs, your business. Starting timely shows that you are serious about the things that you set place, as far as your plans, as far as your goals, as far as about how you're going to wear life. People take you seriously when they see that you take your time seriously? So starting timely. As far as reaching goals, long-term goals, a quarterly goal or a 6-month goal or a yearly goal, set a reasonable timeline. That is very important. It's easy to feel like a failure when you haven't really thought it through when it comes to the timeline. And when we don't get something accomplished timely, you feel like, okay, um, man, maybe this wasn't meant for me. No, maybe we just need to go back and strategize and say, okay, I need to be more practical in my timeline as well. Rome was not built in one day. Timing is of an essence, though, so don't procrastinate. Procrastination kills dreams. I have had a period in my life where I procrastinated, and not that I couldn't pick up where I left off and kept the ball moving, but you lose your motivation. Sometimes it messes with your faith. It messes with your dreams, the things that you have set in your heart. You know what your why is, but you can get distracted and you can get discouraged when you get caught up in a cycle of procrastination. So don't procrastinate. Set a reasonable timeline. Do the tough or difficult tasks first, because procrastination really sometimes, or half the time, or most of the time for some, procrastination is also tied into doing those things that we really are not looking forward to doing. Yes, we want to achieve the goal, but this part of the plan is not fun. A certain part of the plan could be scary. A certain part of the plan or the journey can bring a level of fear because you haven't gone down that road before. But remember, people are watching, so we want to wear it well. So starting timely and not procrastinating when it comes to our plan and our process that we have put in place to reach our goals, those things are important as well. Do the difficult tasks first in your planning, in your starting of timely. You can miss the mark or the window of opportunity by procrastinating. That is so key. Timing is of an essence. The ship could sail without you if we continue to procrastinate, if we continue to hide behind fear. So don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. We don't procrastinate. Write it down. Be bold. Be prayerful. Move in faith, and just keep moving. Another way to wear it well is by following your blueprint for success. Now, if you're into a new venture, or if you're off to a goal, something that you haven't accomplished before, you're chartering off into new territory, it could be challenging to follow that blueprint for success because sometimes you don't know where to start. So I got some tips. Research the strategies and techniques of those who have gone before you. Most of us are off to a journey to do things in life that someone before us have done before, but it may be new to us. So don't do it blindly. Someone has laid the groundwork. There has been trailblazers in different industries and in different walks of life in different areas. You're not the first person to fill out a college application or prepare for college. You're not the first person to prepare to go on a stream of interviews so you can get that, so you can apply for that dream job, whatever it may be. You're not the first person to launch a business within a certain industry. So study the strategies and the techniques of those who've gone before you. Stay real to your blueprint that you have set for your success, set for yourself. But as you get started and you study the strategies, your vision for yourself will come and form. It have its own formation. If it's a new journey that you're going in. Don't deviate from your blueprint and your goals. Lean on the various resources for guidance. There is so much information in every area of life that is out on all the different social media platforms. I call YouTube our digital encyclopedia. We have so much. We have TikTok. TikTok has a wealth of information, depending on how much you value it or not. But YouTube is a good place to start. It has so many resources. There are books, there are seminars, there are different life coaches, there are specialists, people who have done the work. So lean on the resources. You don't always have to be creative when the information is right there for you. Find different ways within the information that's available to be creative, right? Also, when it comes to wearing life well, offer suggestions to those who are watching and those who want to follow in your footsteps, those who are looking up to you. Be willing to help in your offering of suggestions, because not many people just want to hear unwarranted advice, right? They didn't ask for it, but most people are very welcoming to suggestions, especially if your suggestions involve giving a helping hand. I'm like, okay, she wants to help me. She wants to see me succeed. So be willing to give and offer suggestions and give a helping hand, as well as provide feedback appropriately. Now, this one is very key, because we want to be mindful of our words and how we approach others with giving feedback. So, in order to give feedback appropriately, it's important to be attentive. So, we have to be attentive to what is going on around us. We have to be attentive to the journey of those who are watching us. If we're wearing life well and they're watching us in our steps, in our footsteps, and the direction that we're going in, and they need some advice, you want to give feedback appropriately. So let's make sure that we're doing that. We're being attentive, and that we're not crushing feelings. We're not discouraging someone. So let's give back feedback appropriately. Also, let's be proactive. Being proactive helps us wear it well. Others are watching us, so just remember, being proactive helps control the situation by causing something to happen versus responding after it has happened. So be proactive in the areas of different areas of life, your different walks of life. You can prevent potential problems when we be proactive. So that's important to do as well. So to go over the things that we need to do to wear it well, we have to start off by planning. And this is, of course, after you have your goals written down. Planning appropriately, and being practical so you don't get overwhelmed. Starting timely. Set a reasonable timeline. Start timely in your day-to-day tasks and the things that you do regularly. People look up to those who start timely. As well as following your blueprint for success. If you're at a loss, you're not really sure where to start, research the strategies of those who've laid the groundwork, those who have gone before us. So follow your blueprint for success. Be authentic, be original. Don't be afraid to be original. No one says you have to be perfect, but people appreciate and are attracted to authenticity. Offer suggestions to those who may need help. Not just offer suggestions, be willing to give a helping hand. Be able to provide feedback appropriately as well. That's important. We don't want to crush dreams. We don't want to come off like a negative Nancy, or that they're doing something wrong. We don't want to come off as if they're doing something wrong. So be attentive. Try to understand their why and the direction that they're going in, and give feedback appropriately. We can bless or we can hurt. So we're in the business of blessing others. We're in the business of reaching back and helping others up, because we want someone to do the same for us. And last, be proactive. Control the situation by causing something to happen. Get out there, make things shake instead of reacting or responding after it happens. Because though that can cause a lot of headaches, right? That can cause a lot of headaches if we don't prevent the potential problem. So I hope this was helpful to each and every one of you on wearing it well. Remember, there are people who are watching us in our journey, and we are to enjoy the journey and set a good example. We are to set a good example. We declare Jeremiah 29:11 over your life. God knows the plans He has for your life. He wants you to have prosperity, not disaster, and the future that you hope for. So design the blueprint based on the plans God has for you. Follow them and build your best life. Remember, building your best life is our business. It's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I hope each and every one of you have a good night. Y'all stay safe as we go into this holiday season and give Christmas cheer and Christmas blessings to your brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night.